I woke up to the sound of machines beeping. My throat burned like fire. My body didn't feel like mine. When I tried to move, nothing. A nurse leaned over me, smiling gently. "Welcome back, sweetie. You've been out for 2 weeks." 2 weeks. I blinked, trying to remember what happened. A car. Rain. Headlights. My husband, Liam, yelling my name. And then, nothing. But the moment that really froze me wasn't the accident. It was when the nurse said, "Your husband has been visiting every day. He's such a sweetheart." Except Liam didn't have a twin brother. Not until now. When I finally got released from the hospital, Liam was waiting outside. He hugged me so tightly I could barely breathe. But something felt off. His scent. His voice. Even the way he said my name, softer, almost hesitant. "Let's go home," he said, opening the car door. But the car wasn't ours. Same model, different color. "Where's the old one?" I asked. He smiled faintly. "Sold it. Too many bad memories." That night, I tried to tell myself it was just the trauma. My head still buzzed, my vision blurred. But when he kissed me goodnight, his lips trembled like it was the first time. And that's when it hit me. This wasn't Liam. This was someone pretending to be him. I started watching him carefully. He used his left hand, Liam was right-handed. He put sugar in his coffee, Liam hated sweet things. He hummed to music while driving, something my real husband never did. I thought maybe he'd changed. Maybe near-death experiences do that to people. Until I saw the tattoo. A small scar-like mark near his shoulder. Liam didn't have that. But his twin brother, Noah, did. Except Noah was dead. He died when they were 10. At least, that's what Liam always told me. The next morning, I asked, "Do you ever think about your brother?" He froze. Just for a second. Then forced a smile. "Sometimes." "Why?" "You told me he drowned." "Yeah. He did." But his voice cracked slightly. That night, I searched our old photo boxes. And there it was, a photo ID never seen before. Liam and Noah, side by side as teenagers. 2 identical faces. Except one wore a chain with a small cross, the same one the man in my bed was wearing right now. My heart dropped. Whoever he was, he wasn't my husband. I tried calling Liam's old number. Disconnected. I checked his emails, empty. Even his social media was wiped clean. When I asked Liam where he'd put our wedding photos, he smiled and said, "I thought you wouldn't want to see them after what happened." After what happened? 2 nights later, I pretended to be asleep. At around 2 a.m., he left the bed, whispering something on the phone. I recorded it. "She doesn't remember. Just keep it quiet until I'm sure." I felt my blood turn cold. When he returned, I kept my eyes shut. He kissed my forehead. "Sleep well, baby." The next morning, I packed a small bag and drove to my sister's house. I told her everything. She didn't believe me. "Maybe you're just confused, Claire." The accident, I know my husband, Amy. And I knew that wasn't him. I went to the police. They listened. Nodded politely. Then asked if ID had any recent head trauma. I showed them the hospital discharge papers. They referred me to a therapist. That's when I realized, whoever this man was, had planned everything perfectly. I started digging deeper. I went to Liam's workplace, they said he quit 2 weeks ago. I visited his parents, but they were gone, the house sold. And in every place I asked about him, the same thing happened. People would look at me, confused, then say, "Didn't you two move away already?" That's when I found the obituary. Liam Walker, beloved husband, died in a car crash. Dated 3 weeks ago. But I was the one in the crash. I was the one in the hospital. I drove to the morgue. Showed them the report number. They pulled up the file. The victim had been cremated, by request of the spouse. By request of me. The signature looked exactly like mine. That's when my knees gave out. If Liam was dead, then who had signed those papers? I went back home that night pretending everything was fine. When he saw me, he smiled warmly. You shouldn't be out, Claire. You're still recovering. I nodded. You're right. He made dinner. My favorite, chicken curry. Liam hated curry. Noah used to cook it all the time in old photos. As I watched him hum over the stove, I whispered, "Do you remember our honeymoon in Greece?" He froze. Then smiled again. Of course. You wore that blue dress. I never owned a blue dress. That's when I knew. I slipped into the bedroom, grabbed his phone. Fingerprint locked. I used his thumb while he was asleep. Opened his messages. There it was, everything went smooth. She survived, but she doesn't know. N. Sent to a contact named Dr. Halvorsen. I scrolled through more. A payment receipt. A clinic name. It wasn't a hospital, it was a private identity reconstruction facility. My husband's twin had taken his place. I confronted him the next morning. I didn't scream. Didn't cry. Just asked, why? He looked at me and smiled sadly. Because I loved you first. My mind spun. What are you talking about? I met you before Liam did. At that bar, remember? You were with your friend. I told him about you the next day. And he stole you from me. I felt sick. You killed him. He didn't answer. He just whispered, he didn't deserve you. I grabbed my phone to call the police, but he stepped closer. Don't, he said softly. They'll think you're insane. You were in a coma. You have memory loss. Who would they believe? He was right. No one would believe me. So I played along. For the next few weeks, I acted like everything was normal. We went out, cooked together, even laughed sometimes. But every night I planned. I copied every file from his phone, every message, every transaction. Then I booked a therapy session, online, with a specialist. In reality, it was an FBI contact my sister's husband knew. Within days they tracked the clinic, the payments, and even his fake ID. Turns out, Noah had been alive all along, hidden by a family friend after a supposed drowning. Had lived under fake names for years. And when Liam married me, Noah snapped. One morning, they came for him. Police, FBI, all of them. But by the time they broke in, he was gone. Everything, clothes, money, phone, disappeared. The only thing he left behind was a note on my pillow. You still wear your hair the way I love it. It's been 8 months since then. Noah was never found. Sometimes, I wake up at night and swear I hear humming in the kitchen. Chicken curry. The same song. The police say I'm safe. They gave me a new address, a new start. But every time I look in the mirror, I wonder if maybe, just maybe, I'm the one who didn't make it out of that crash. Because the man I loved is gone. And his twin took my place, in every way that mattered.